What a welcome. It's kind of been par for the course during the last week. What an unbelievable welcome from Clemson family. It's been much appreciated as obviously we uprooted my wife and 3 boys, or will be here in the next coming weeks. But first off, I'd like to thank Graham, Stephanie, the rest of the team for believing in me to come lead this Clemson women's basketball program. From the very beginning, I could feel their love and passion, not only for this university and athletic department, but specifically for the women's basketball program. They sure helped make this a very easy decision for me and my family. I'd also like to thank President Clements for his support in his decision, along with his leadership. It's very clear his vision. The synergy of this place is amazing, and I think it starts from the top. I had a really good conversation with him while he's chasing Brad and them, I think, around the country. Unbelievable year, Brad, and thanks so much for everything you've done in a short time for me. It was a lot of fun to watch. I'm beyond excited, humbled, to be leading this program back to where it belongs. The history of Clemson basketball is rich, and I'm honored to be the head coach of Team 50. I just had the same experience Chattanooga to lead year number 50, and I thought it was really special, especially as the head coach, where you hear stories and you see names and all the rich tradition that comes through, but you get a chance to put faces that what makes this place so special. I look forward to sharing them stories in this upcoming year, but also a chance to get to meet and greet some of the ones that have come through here. I had a chance to see Kelly. Thank you so much for coming, Kelly. Bringing your son. It's part of who we are around here as family. So you're obviously more than welcome. I appreciate all you've done for this program and really for my career as you followed really my path as we got to know each other quite well from my time at Virginia Tech. I'd also like to make sure to give credit where credit's due. As I mentioned, family is everything to me. My wife, Regina, who walked out with me, you'll know her very, very quickly, the woman in the stands screaming at the refs by their first name. So that's her, but she's the rock of our family. She sacrificed so much for me, my boys, to help me reach my goals. As a coach and a family in this business, this isn't a profession, it's a lifestyle, and a lot of sacrifice goes in for us to be able to do what we do. She's my biggest fan and my biggest critic, right? Asking me why we're drawing certain plays up or why we didn't press or whatever it may be. But she's also my biggest fan. And we look forward to raising our boys here in Clemson. What an unbelievable place to live. The people have been phenomenal. And we'll go ahead and win a lot of games while we do it. Speaking of that, this is home to me. I was born and raised in a small town in Illinois. Basketball got me out and brought me here to the upstate. So I feel like although I was born and raised in Illinois, I grew up here, right? 18 to 22, playing at Limestone College. We snuck over here and sat up in the nosebleeds at football games. Limestone didn't have football, so we come over and cheer. And that was kind of my first initial realization of how Clemson was special. When we walked in for the first time, it brought back memories of C-L-E-M, and my son says, "How in the world do you know that, Dad?" And I said, "Well, we had some good times here back when I was young." And then, following that, I spent a number of years here in the upstate. I coached at Limestone College, my alma mater, for a handful of years. I had an opportunity to go to USC Upstate, and then followed by Furman. And that's, again, back to the growing up stage. It's where I met my wife. My oldest son was born in Greenville. So when he got the news that we were taking this job, he says, "Well, I get to go home, Dad." So I think we're all from here, but he was born here. And then again, my path. I was at Virginia Tech for a number of years. So we traveled down here. And I got to see how special this place was from afar. But now it's truly our home. And I look forward to restoring energy back into the women's basketball program. I think with the resources in place, the administration and leadership, we got the foundation that we can be special here. I've had front row seat to this league for quite a number of years. I believe it's the best basketball conference in the country, top to bottom, especially with the new additions. And it's going to take a lot of work, I understand that, but we're ready for the challenge ahead. Before I share the vision, though, I do want to have one more last thank you. Mark Wharton, our athletic director at Chattanooga, gave me my first opportunity 2 years ago. I was given an opportunity to lead a program that was 7-23 the year before we got there. And he believed in our vision of culture, developing young people, and building them up. And in a short time, and sometimes it doesn't happen as fast as it did, we went 20-13 our first year, followed by 28-5, back-to-back Southern Conference tournaments, champions, which allowed us to go to the back-to-back NCAA tournaments. The unfortunate part, we got paired with back-to-back years Final Four appearances, so didn't get a good draw. But I'm super appreciative of the time. They were nothing short but phenomenal for us and our staff. We sell relationships, culture, and development. But the last thank you's got to go to my young ladies back in Chattanooga. Without them buying into us the minute we stepped foot on campus and pouring their heart and souls into our program over the last 2 years, I wouldn't be here today. I'm forever indebted into them, and I'm proud of the culture that we left. As I stand here as your 8th head women's basketball coach heading into our 50th season, I couldn't be more proud and ready for the task at hand. Again, I know we have a lot of work ahead, and it's going to take all of us. The amount of support sitting in here, I'm very thankful for. The media coverage, the obviously other head coaches, support staff, this Clemson community. It takes all of us. I ask for your continued support in so many ways. As I promise, our ladies will feel it and they'll appreciate it. We'll put a product on the floor that'll make you proud, not only on the court, but off the court. I think you're going to see a team with togetherness, and you'll see a team that loves on one another, a true team, one that we kind of just witnessed a couple days ago, where in today's world of individualism and everything that's going on, the reality is you still need a team concept, one that fights for one another and puts their heart and soul for what's in front on that jersey. And that's what we're looking to do. As we rebuild our roster, I look forward to building a program and not a team. Again, with the transfer portal and everything that goes into it, you can try to have quick results. And don't get me wrong, we're going to try to compete with the best right away. But we're not going to cheat steps. I want to build a program here, something that is going to be special and one that you're proud of, one that we're recruiting talented young ladies who are willing to sacrifice for the betterment of us. That's how you win, and you win big. With that said, a cornerstone of our program will be development. Again, I mentioned my time at Virginia Tech. My biggest mentor, Kenny Brooks, poured his heart and soul into me for a number of years, and we took over a program there very similar to what's here. So he referenced in his press conference at Virginia Tech a sleeping giant, and I believe that's what we got sitting right here. We got one that's ready to compete with the best of anybody. But with that said, we got to develop. Right? Develop young people on and off the court. It starts with the relationships. A lot of people talk about it, but they don't want to be about it. But we will be about it. Right? We will have honest conversation, hold them to the highest standard with a level of accountability. But we're also going to get on that court and work with them. I think even as the head coach, to be able to step on the floor and work on their games one-on-one and continue to build the relationship with them. If you've been around any 18 to 22-year-old and you sit on a court and shoot and just get them talking, they'll tell you about anything. You learn so much just in that time together. And I also think it continues to build a trust in us as a staff. I got a couple of my assistants that are in the audience today, and the rest will be joining us soon. But we're all on the same page. We're working to make them as confident and uplift them as much as we can so that we can put a product, obviously, that's fun to watch. My playing days are getting further and further away. I know you guys are looking at me like I can't get on the court, but I can still get down there, just more of in a box. But we don't have any magic potion, right? It's not something we can sprinkle and think we can wake up tomorrow and have it fixed. We gotta have players with a chip on their shoulder, willing to buy in. And as Coach Brooks used to say, meet us halfway, right? We'll give you the world, you meet us halfway. Recruiting and development will change how we play offensively when you think about strategy. If we're doing our job developing young people, we will continue to evolve. We'll change how we play based on the talent level. 3 is worth more than 2, I believe. I'm not great at math, so we will try to shoot a number of 3s and have a roster that has the ability to stretch the floor. You know, I think when you got talented people on the floor that can stretch the floor, it makes the game a little bit easier. Space and pace is something you hear quite a bit in the game today. Obviously, I think it all started in the NBA, and it's trickled down, obviously, in the men's side. I think if you watched last night, Caitlin Clark does a pretty good job of spacing the floor with her ability. And that's what we're going to try to do, right? Develop talent to where we can space the floor and play together. Now, on the defensive end, again, don't quote me on this, but I've been pretty stuck in my ways on that side of the ball. The last handful of years at Virginia Tech, I was a defensive coordinator, and we were top 15 in the country in defensive field goal percentage, playing 99.9% man. But I understand there's time and place, all right, for mixing in some zone or pressing. But I believe on the defensive side, as a fan, you can see what your genuine culture is inside your program, of competing with one another, for one another, and having a level of discipline. And that's what we'll be, a packed line, keep the ball in front, play together. My 2 years at Chattanooga, we did the same thing, and again, finished top 15 in the country nationally, whether it be in field goal percentage, defense, or points allowed. I don't see that changing. The offensive side depends on who says yes out of this portal, I guess, in the next couple of weeks as we're rebuilding a roster. As I say all that, the reality is this: we're ready to compete. We're going to battle every single possession. Clemson has a high, incredibly high standard and expectations. I'm excited for that. We're ready to do our part. We want to still be playing right now. Right? It's hard to watch in this tournament and you're not playing. We want to play, and we expect to do so. I'm excited to get this thing started. I think that, again, for us, we know there's a lot of work ahead. We're ready for the challenge. We're going to need all the support we possibly can. I look forward to connecting with our alumni base. It's been a really, really neat reception for the amount of text and direct messages and emails I've got from alums, and I look forward to connecting with them. They're welcome home. That's what makes this place special, is the people. It did not take us long to realize that. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Graham, again, we won't let you down. Stephanie, thanks so much for everything you've done with me and my family in a short time. It's good to see so many faces. And again, on the other side, I feel like all I've been asked is, what can we do to help? We hope to return that favor in the near future, to be a really special part of this Clemson family. Go Tigers.